All right, everybody, Bryce here, coming at you with another real quick crypto market update, and what a flippin' week it has been. Ethereum was dominating the headlines, dominating the competition. It had a strong, high momentum breakout, really the strongest breakout I've seen in it in the past 18 months. And in fact, spot Ethereum ETFs hauled in a record $2.18 billion in net inflows over the past 7 days. That's the largest weekly total since the products launched, while the day of July 16th saw a single-day record of $726 million pour in. That smashed the single-day records for net inflows. And it gets crazier because since mid-May, okay, if you kind of wind back the clock, mid-May, Ethereum ETFs and corporate treasuries, they've amassed $10 billion worth of Ethereum, and that's 32 times the amount of new Ethereum that's been issued in that time frame. So to me, that's what we call a big supply shock. You have more demand than supply, and that's a tidal wave of institutional demand that's pushing the Ethereum ETF. And it actually just this week became the third fastest ETF ever in history to hit $10 billion in assets under management, second only to the Bitcoin ETFs, okay, FBTC and IBIT. Now, this was a big milestone for Ethereum. It's almost unheard of in TradFi, and it, to me, signals at least how quickly the institutional interest in Ethereum is rising. But you guys know I like the charts, and on the technical side of things, Ethereum's position versus Bitcoin has shifted dramatically, I would say. It broke out above its 200-day moving average, which has been trending down for well over a year. And that breakout signals that Ethereum is now outperforming Bitcoin, and it's sparking a real basic talk of a large sector rotation from Bitcoin to smaller caps, if you will. Now, when Ethereum surges, it's followed by large caps, then mid caps, then small caps. This is the real alt season where massive gains are made by holding spot crypto. But even in the public markets, you have companies such as Bit Digital, Bitmine Immersion, SharpLink Gaming. They've built Ethereum treasuries. They're holding hundreds of thousands of tokens, some of them millions of tokens, which further tightens the supply. And it validates Ethereum really as this strategic digital asset for the future. But beyond the price action and all the headlines, I think Ethereum's foundational role in digital assets really does remain unrivaled compared to Solana or Sui or the competitors. Over 90% of the stablecoin market runs on Ethereum. That's really big. And the vast majority of tokenization activity from like the real world assets and all that kind of stuff, regulated payments, it's all being built on Ethereum. And so we've got the Genius Act that just passed. Trump signed it into law this week. Guys, that's really big, and that's expected to actually accelerate even more institutional money moving on chain, once again, primarily via Ethereum. So I'm really bullish on an Ethereum comeback season. And if we put it all together, we've got these kind of record smashing ETF inflows. We've got massive corporate treasury accumulation. We've got a big breakout on the charts, the ETH BTC chart. We've got a historic sort of record here with stable coins starting to grow with the Genius Act. Scott Besson says it's going to go to a $3.7 trillion market cap by the end of this decade. I mean, that's crazy. So Ethereum is reasserting its command of the entire industry because it's got a foothold in RWAs and DeFi and stablecoins. And I think if this trend holds, this uptrend, the momentum that's behind Ethereum particularly could end up really not just defining this week, but could really define the narratives for the months ahead. So I'm super optimistic that we're going to be in a very, very bright period of the market. So I hope you guys are staying invested throughout the market. Of course, nothing you ever hear is financial advice, always educational and informational in nature, but that is your market update. And also, real quick, by the way, if you don't already have access to a service where you could get technical analysis and fundamental analysis, research reports, videos, a real Crypto 101 university, if you don't have anything like that, but you want something like that, then I will give you a sweetheart deal right here and right now. Because for $1, I'll give you a 1-week trial to Crypt Nation. You can come and see all the great work that my team of analysts and I are doing on the crypto market. We've been crushing this breakout, and we want you to join us and well over 10,000 other crypto traders and investors that are following along with our research and our reports, our buy zones, our sell zones, how we're trading these markets. If you want to follow along, again, click the link below, click the button. For $1, I'll give you a 1-week trial. We'll see you inside.